Greetings, Unity of Tempe. We have great news. We'll finally meet in person once again next Sunday at 10 a.m. at the Church of the Epiphany, 2222 South Price Road, Tempe 85282. Unity service will be in Building B, a small freestanding building next to the main parking lot. Look for the Unity signs for guidance upon arrival. There is a Google map at the end of today's message to show you our new location. After prayerful consideration, due to the increasingly rapid spread of the Delta variant, and in the spirit of oneness and well-being, Unity of Tempe requires all those attending in-person services to wear masks, even if fully vaccinated. Thank you for your continued flexibility, love, and support of your spiritual community. We look forward to seeing you.
Beloveds, Reverend Mitzi and Ron have created and produced in excess of 70 messages since March of 2020. As they continue to prepare for Unity of Tempe to gather again in person, you are encouraged to revisit a message recorded last year which draws inspiration from a classic Unity book and provides timeless food for the soul.
Greetings, beloveds. Welcome and peace be with you. I'm Reverend Mitzi and I am so glad you're here. Something within you was inviting you to watch this, and I'm so very grateful that you answered that divine call. Welcome to Unity of Tempe Online. So we're going to begin with a brand new song, another brand new song by our wonderful Zephyrin. I hope you enjoy it. I'll be right back after the song.
Secrets that are told, living in the mystery where the journey deep inside me leads, living in the mystery to the edges my imagination needs. Mystery unfolds. Go down the portal, walk to the edge, climb up the ladder and go on recess. Just you and the oneness in the matrix of hope. Life is a playground, let's go jumping rope. In the mystery, the world is so alive in me. With the stars, holding everyone's hand. Oh, let your mind melt apart. It's a start, it's a start. You can start, just start.
Wasn't that wonderful? And thanks to Ron for putting it to that great slideshow as well. Well, we are indeed living in the mystery right now, a time of a tremendous mystery, not knowing how all is going to be resolved with COVID and so much more. So I thought to ground us during this time of mystery, it would be good to go back and draw inspiration from one of Unity's classic books, How to Let God Help You. Now, this book was inspired by Myrtle Fillmore's selected writings. Actually, it's composed of her selected writings. And as you know, Myrtle Fillmore is one of the co-founders of Unity, together with her husband, Charles Fillmore. And over the next few weeks, I'll be sharing insights from this book. First, though, I'm going to share a wonderful short video that was created by Unity on Myrtle Fillmore. And you may have seen this video before, but it's wonderful to watch again as it gives us such a background on Myrtle and on some of the foundational things in Unity.
She's known as Myrtle Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity along with her husband Charles Fillmore. But she was born Mary Carolyn Page on August 6, 1845, the seventh of 9 children. As a child, she adopted the name Myrtle and would later reject the teachings of her strict religious parents. Ever since she was a little girl, Myrtle had been sick. At a young age, she contracted tuberculosis. For many years, she believed she was incurably weak and sickly.
I had all the ills of mind and body that I could bear. Medicine and doctors ceased to give me relief, and I was in despair.
That was until Myrtle discovered new spiritual ideas and principles we now call Unity. The year was 1886, and Myrtle was in her early 40s. She and her husband Charles attended a lecture by metaphysician Dr. E.B. Weeks of Chicago. Myrtle left the talk with a stronger faith and an understanding of her innate divine potential for healing through affirmative prayer.
It flashed upon me that I might talk to the life in every part of my body and have it do just what I wanted. I began to teach my body and got marvelous results.
Instead of seeing her body as weak, inefficient, and diseased, she began speaking words of strength and power to every part of her body: her liver, stomach, abdomen, limbs, eyes, and heart.
I didn't get discouraged at their being slow to wake up, but kept right on, both silently and aloud, declaring words of truth until they did respond. And neither did I forget to tell them that they were free, unlimited spirit. I told them they were the centers of life and energy, omnipresent.
Myrtle began regularly affirming,
I am a child of God, and therefore I do not inherit sickness.
By repeating this affirmation, Myrtle believed she was going to get better. And 2 years later, she did. In 1888, she was healed of the tuberculosis condition that had threatened her life. Myrtle remained committed to blessing and encouraging her body with true thoughts and words.
I became very watchful as to what I thought and said. I didn't let any worried or anxious thoughts into my mind. And I stopped speaking gossipy, frivolous, petulant, angry words.
Myrtle was excited by her healing discovery, and so were her family and friends. She began working with others in need of healing. In time, her husband Charles Fillmore began his own practice of prayer and meditation. He began to heal from an ice skating accident he had at age 10. In 1889, inspired by Myrtle's transformation, the Fillmores founded the Unity Movement in Kansas City, Missouri, as a healing ministry based on the power of prayer and the power of thoughts to create reality. In 1890, the couple pioneered a prayer outreach that grew into Silent Unity, the 24-hour, 7-day-a-week prayer ministry that still serves the world today.
I want everybody to know about this beautiful, true law and to use it. It is not a new discovery, but when you use it and get the fruits of health and harmony, it will seem new to you, and you will feel that it is your own discovery.
Myrtle Fillmore made her transition on August 6, 1931, at age 86. Her work lives on through Silent Unity and the inspiring manuscripts and personal papers in the Myrtle Fillmore collection at the Unity Library and Archives. The collection is being digitized for online access. To learn more or help support this effort, visit unity.org.
Well, that was a great video, wasn't it? And so throughout the exploration of the book, I'll be sharing core ideas, themes, and concepts which I'll group under different headings. And for the purpose of our discovery, I'll be jumping around a lot in the book rather than taking a linear approach. Now, one thing that especially spoke to me in the video was the phrase declaring words of truth, because this term truth is the first concept that we'll be exploring as we begin our journey into the book. What does truth mean in relation to unity? Well, Myrtle says that when we use the word truth, we mean that which is true of God and true of God's children. And the spiritual truth is that you are God's beloved child. Now, that's something I say pretty much every single week, that we are God's beloved. In fact, I use that in our greeting to remind all of us, not only are you loved by myself and by everyone that is at Unity of Tempe, but also that we are all beloved of God. So I say, greetings, beloved. You always know that I say that, right? But we've been led to believe that we're the children of physical parents and that we get our impressions and our beliefs from them. And while it's true that each of us were born of physical parents and that we may have taken on some of their beliefs and attitudes, some of which we may since have discarded, it's also true with a capital T-R-U-E, that we are God's children and that God is forever giving us wisdom, love, power, and substance. Now, Myrtle says, from God we have inherited a perfect mind which is capable of unfolding wonderful Christ qualities as Jesus unfolded his God mind. And that is good news. We've inherited a perfect mind, capable of unfolding wonderful Christ qualities. It doesn't say, though, that those qualities are already fully formed in us and that we don't have to do anything, like we can just sit around and eat treats and not take any action on our spiritual growth. No, we have to do our part to unfold those Christ qualities. But the great news is that we can, if we choose, if we are dedicated and diligent, we can unfold all those wonderful Christ qualities that are within us. Myrtle goes on to say, as we realize that we are God's children and that God is the very intelligence within us, we discover that health also is our inheritance from the Father. We learn there is a divine law in life that makes for health, happiness, and prosperity if we choose to live by it. Now, learning how to properly apply that divine law of health, happiness, and prosperity is what often draws many people at first to unity. It may actually be what drew you first to unity. I want to learn how to apply those divine laws so I can have more health, more happiness, and more prosperity. And so right now feels like a perfect time for an affirmation, right, beloveds? So let's say together, health is my inheritance. Happiness is my inheritance. Prosperity is my inheritance. We're going to say it twice more because we really want to ground into this. Health is my inheritance. Happiness is my inheritance. Prosperity is my inheritance. Health, put your hand on your heart. Health is my inheritance. Happiness is my inheritance. Prosperity is my inheritance. Okay, message done, and so it is. No, seriously. If we truly got that, we would get it that with oneness, right? But these right now, well, they're extremely challenging times that we're living through. And we just need at times to fuel our soul with basics amid all that's going on. Not to forget or diminish what's going on, but to fuel our souls. And this leads us to the next concept, the purpose of life. Myrtle says, the real purpose of your life. Oh yes, don't we want to know this? Oh yes, we do. The real purpose of your life is to express the creation of God, to unfold the many departments of your mind, which God has planned for you, and which will enable you to know and do His will. Now this, beloveds, this is one of those quotes where, like many others, our minds might initially respond, oh yeah, got it, I read it, I know it, got it, know it, and we'll rush on past it. And we'll think, I already am doing that, I got it, I know it. But here's the thing about this quote and so many others, that if we reread it several times and truly contemplate it, we become aware of how incredibly deep it is. The real purpose of your life is to express the creation of God, to unfold the many departments of your mind which God has planned for you, and which will enable you to know and do His will, to unfold the many departments of your mind which God has planned for you. Well, that's a huge purpose right there. To keep unfolding all the aspects of our mind, to keep open, to keep growing. For it's through that unfolding that we'll know how to do the will of God. Now, you might be wondering right now what you should do and how you can gain clarity about what to do. We're given that information, as a famous saying goes, on a need-to-know basis, as we do our part in working to unfold the Christ mind within us. It is the purpose of our life to express the creation of God. Well, what does that mean for you? Well, I can't say what it means for you. Only God within you can do that. For each of us, expressing the creation of God will look different. And isn't that wonderful, beloveds, that we are all unique and that each and every one of us have wonderful talents and different abilities to share, even during this time, especially during this time. It's our job to continue to grow spiritually, mentally, and emotionally in all ways. Hopefully, though, we're not growing too much physically or expanding our waistlines too greatly during this time of intensity. Now, perhaps you, like me, are wondering where your gifts can best be used, what projects you are to take on that will be purposeful, meaningful, and financially beneficial. You're wondering perhaps where to put your focus and your passion, maybe even where your passion and your focus has gone. Hello, passion? Where are you? Hello, passion, come back, come back. Earth to passion, calling you back. Hello, focus? I can't find you. I can't find you anywhere. Come on back. We have to remember, though, to look in the right places for our passion and our focus to be revealed. And the right place for you might be sitting in the silence and meditating. It might be praying, writing, talking with a trusted friend. The right place where you're going to find what is yours to do might be any of those. It might be all of those. Or it might be something completely different. I don't know about you, beloveds, but I can get frustrated and I can get impatient because I just want clarity. And that's where the wisdom of Myrtle's words give me hope and patience with myself. We become aware that part of the purpose of our life is the unfolding of the mind to discover what is ours to do. And whenever we get impatient with ourselves, we can remember that part of our purpose is to be in the question, to live in the mystery. And so this leads us to the third concept, waking up. All of us, Myrtle Fillmore says, sooner or later come to the place in our development where we are no longer satisfied to go on living the old life without the knowledge of our oneness with God, the source of our being. Sometimes when we reach this point in our soul's progress, we do not know at first what is taking place. We can become restless and dissatisfied, and we may go through experiences which we do not understand. Now, that could very much apply to us individually right now and also collectively as a world, because we're in a time on the planet where, well, let's face it, everything seems to be breaking apart, where there's so much suffering, and amid all that, division. And I love what Myrtle Fillmore has to say about suffering. She says that suffering is one of the ways of drawing the attention of the soul back to its beautiful temple. I love that because it gives me hope that all of this is happening to draw us back individually and collectively to that beautiful temple, to a temple that really knows and proclaims oneness in every aspect. I do believe this is a season of suffering for so many that has invited so many into an opportunity to reset, to reimagine what we would like this world to look like. And we know that peace begins with each of us. We sing that peace song. Now there is peace on earth, and now it begins with me. I believe that's why many of us and many around the world are currently evaluating what it is we are called to do with our precious time on earth. And while millions have been made unemployed or furloughed or they have no work, they are wondering what else they can do, not only to make ends meet, but also what is the most beneficial use of their time. Meanwhile, some with stable jobs are leaving them unexpectedly as they no longer align with their purpose. They're saying, wow, something that fit me for so long doesn't seem like the right match right now. And they're taking leaps and doing things that they never thought they would have done, even during this time. And many are growing and changing and awakening through this time of turmoil. God-likeness slumbers in each of us, Every single being has God-likeness within them. Yet some are in such a deep state of hibernation that you might never behold the Christ in their actions and behaviors, in their words and their tweets. While some continue to dig in for long-haul hibernation, others are waking up. And the concept of waking up, well, it reminds me of the lyrics of a song written by John Whitehead, Jean McFadden, and Victor Karstafen, which was first recorded by Harold Melville and the Blue Notes back in the 1970s. And over the decades, this song has been re-recorded by a plethora of famous artists, and I know you know the lyrics to it. Wake up everybody, no more sleeping in bed. No more backward thinking, time for thinking ahead. The world has changed so very much from what it used to be. There's so much hatred, war, and poverty. Wake up all the teachers, time to teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen to what you have to say. They're the ones who are coming up and the world is in their hands. When you teach the children, teach them the very best you can. The world won't get no better if we just let it be. The world won't get no better. We gotta change it, yeah. Just you and me. We gotta change it, yeah. Just you and me. We change it with our thoughts. We change it with our visualizations. We change it with all of that combined with action. If we don't have action, we really don't change anything. If we just sit around and visualize, that's just part of it. It's having the action. And even in this time, especially at this time, it is so important for us to wake up our God-likeness, to wake up the Christ within, to stop hitting the snooze button and to get busy having a much deeper relationship with the source of our being, so that we know what actions we can take to make this world better. Myrtle said, we may even be tempted to think that our good is gone from us. Yeah, we might think that right now, right, beloveds? But just as surely as there is God, the one presence and power, we shall find that all is well and that we are but going from one room, as it were, into another, larger and lighter room. Wake up, everybody! No more sleeping in bed. No more backward thinking. Time for thinking ahead. Because, beloveds, we are certainly ready on this planet for a larger, lighter room, individually and collectively. Let's pray. Loving Mother, Father God, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I just want to say thank you, thank you. I just want to say thank you. You know what? That just might be my prayer today. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, that our hearts and our minds are awakened. Thank you, God, that there is no more time for snoozing. We wake up. We align with the Christ presence within us to know what is ours to do. Thank you, God. We send out the blessings of peace, of harmony, of health, and of prosperity to all around the planet. We claim that all are indeed waking up right now. We behold the Christ presence in each person, in each living being, and we call it forth. We call forth that Christ presence and say, no more time for sleeping, time to wake up, time to begin a new day and a new way of living on this planet. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. Thank you, God, that you are watching over and guiding each and every person watching this, each and every beloved friend of Unity of Tempe. We are so grateful. We are so grateful for your enduring presence, living in us, guiding in us, through the storms, through the sunshine, through the sunrise, through the sunset. Thank you, God. And be with each and every person on this planet, no matter what they're going through, and awaken their soul to wake up. Thank you, God. We release this prayer and know that it is answered. In the name of all that is holy, we let go and know it is so. And together we say, and so it is. Amen. So, beloveds, it's now time for our financial blessings. We are so very grateful for you because we know that as we give, we receive. As we give, we receive. As we give, we receive. And we are grateful that abundant blessings are pouring forth on you right now as you give graciously and generously to support your Unity of Tempe family. We know that those blessings are coming back to you in ways that you can't even imagine. They're pouring down on you right now. Blessings are pouring down on you freely, wonderfully, abundant blessings. So thank you, thank you, thank you for your amazing generosity to continue to support Unity of Tempe, your spiritual family. And so now let us close with our prayer for protection. Oh, I forgot to say that if you're wondering where you can make your donation, go to the unityoftempe.org page and you'll see the way to make your donation there. And that's in case you just happen to find us through Facebook or YouTube. But now we close with our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. All is well, and we are grateful. Beloveds, I love you. Have a peace-filled week of waking up with the Christ light that shines within you.